Have you ever gotten that feeling that something is meant for you, or there's something in front of you and that thing is meant for you? What is up, you guys? My name is Shai. I am based in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and I share stories, immigrant stories, both mine and of other people.
Yung sa amin, one year course yung student namin. So, eligible kami 1 year din na work permit.
Anxiety, a lot of anxiety while doing everything from day one. So, every night, yun yung binabasa ko, yung website talaga ni IRCC kasi andun kasi lahat eh.
Tapos nung actual na exam nung for the IELTS, nung listening, yung isang part doon was exactly the same nung na-take ko doon sa sample. Like, nung narinig ko pala yung first sentence about buying a ticket sa ferry or something, sabi ko, oh my God, ito yung pinag-practicean ko. So, alam ko na kung ano yung mga hanapin niya. Sabi ko, alam ko yung hanapin niya kung magkano yung price ng ticket, anong time aalis yung ferry.
So really what I've been enjoying doing is hang out with my friends and ask them about their immigrant stories. Especially because most of them arrived in Halifax, Nova Scotia before we did, so they would have already had established their lives somewhat, or had more established lives than we did when we moved. So I made a project of asking them if they would like to be they would be okay to be on my channel, to do an interview with me, share their immigrant stories, share their journeys, share their insights on the different processes. So I do have a set of interviews where I interviewed my friends who moved to Canada on a study permit. So that would be Trip, Karina, and Freddie and Selena. And now this is probably the longest stretch of episodes that I've done. This batch that I'm currently working on is about my interview with my friend Angel, who, like me, moved to Canada through the Express Entry program. And so, of all the interviews that I've done, I realized that immigrating to Canada, this adventure is going to require flexibility, adaptability, and maturity, among all things. In this episode with Angel, he's going to share how his first employer found him and brought him over to Halifax, Nova Scotia, the relatively smaller town compared to the bigger cities that most of us, I guess, from the Philippines would know, like Toronto, Montreal, I guess Vancouver. Personally, I know Toronto and Vancouver because I watch the NBA. But I guess for a lot of us as well, we also only know these big cities in Canada. So he's gonna share this time the story of him finding his first job, but also the steps that he took to get this job for himself. So Angel's story has been a ton of surprises for him. I do keep touching back on the fact that he was a reluctant immigrant, right? And he does share that in the previous episode, where he knew a lot of people who would have jumped on this opportunity. For him, it was like there was a different set, and I've known different other people too who have established their lives in the Philippines, and probably if there were a couple, one of the spouse would one spouse would be like, we have a good life here, and the other spouse would be like, we gotta go. And so we have that two sets of perspective, two sides of perspectives that, but Angel was on the, do I really need to go? Do I really want to go? But the funny thing is, and the interesting thing is, he had that chance, he had that opportunity in his back pocket, and although he was reluctant, he really took the steps and kept going and going. So I hope you watch this episode to the very end and see how life rewards people who get things started and keep things moving and meet what they're meant to have at the end. But I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
So sabi, 'di ba nga sabi ko nga ang winter in Saskatchewan ay kakaiba. So sabi ko, enjoy ko na muna yung summer while it's summer dahil kapag nag-winter na, parang doon na lang natin
Yun na ulit.
yung mga bagay-bagay. So enjoy lang ng mga hanggang August, ganyan. Tapos nag-start ako talaga mag-job hunting mga August and September. Tapos nung time na yun, nung mga August and September, sabi ko na parang oh no, parang yung fears ko nga before na parang yung job ko sa Philippines is hindi ako talaga makakakuha ng same job in Regina. So at that time, nag-explore pa ako ng mga other opportunities. Sabi ko, sige fine, I was resigned to the fact na hindi ko talaga makukuha yung exact job before na ginagawa ko sa Pilipinas. Pero sabi ko, at least man lang sa IT pa din or at least nasa IT service time pa din. So sabi ko, naghanap-hanap ako ng mga job posting, Indeed ang madami. LinkedIn, Indeed. Tapos sabi ko parang at that time, data analyst ang boom, ang big word in IT, data science, data analyst, ganyan. So nag-online courses ako ng konti for data science kasi sabi ko parang hindi ko ata talaga makakakuha ng job na related to IT unless I have the skill set kung ano hinahanap sa market. So nag-enroll ako ng mga online courses for data science, so hoping na makakuha ko ng something related. Tapos pero at the same time, hindi pa din naman ako nag-expand ako ng search. Nagsabi na ako kina kuya na sabi ko, nahirapan ako maghanap ng work na hindi masasayang yung work experience ko from the Philippines. So, I'm expanding my search outside of Regina. So, parang nagpasabi lang ako na may possibility na if I find work outside, then I'm gonna take it. I mean, alam mo yun? Kasi sabi ko, sayang. So nag-search din ako outside of Regina. Tapos nung around October 2018, biglang nag-reach out sa akin from IBM na tapos yung position is exactly the same position or job that I was doing in the Philippines, like exactly the same. The title, the job description, it's the application, it's like the same. So sabi ko kay kuya, naku, baka this is this is fate and destiny. Kasi sabi ko, resigned na ako na hindi ko makuha sa line of work. At that time nga, parang sabi ko, kahit na hindi siguro IT, kung ano na lang ang meron. Kasi at that time na parang okay na kahit na anong work na lang. Kasi nung time na yun, September na, parang ilang months na June ako dumating. Parang, di ba, hindi lang naman ako nagbabakasyon. So, syempre, nahiya na din ako kina kuya na I'm staying with them and all. Syempre, sina kuya, masaya na nandun ako. Pero, syempre, sa loob-loob ko, parang I'm a full-grown adult, 30 years old, tapos I'm staying there for free na wala akong ma-contribute, I have my money from the Philippines, pero syempre, hindi naman yun, di ba? Kailangan mo ma-replenish yun, hindi naman pwedeng yun lang. So, yun nga yung sinasabi ko na parang yung sinasabi natin na show money siya, pero you really have to have that money. Kasi, imagine ako, June, July, August, September, that's 4 months without any job employment. So, kung hindi ako nakatira sa kapatid ko na wala akong kakainin, I would have to use that money to feed myself, to house myself, 'di ba? Provide shelter and all. So kailangan mo talaga yung money na yun for that buffer while you really settle, kasi that's really that's part of your settling in a new country. So nung October yun nga, may nag-reach out sa akin si IBM, tapos yun nga, o di sabi ko, oh my God, same work, same everything. So basically, parang nag-transplant lang ako. Tapos parang, nung sinabi na kung saan yung location, sabi niya, in Halifax, in Nova Scotia. Sa loob-loob ko pa. Okay lang ako. Pero sa loob-loob ko, nag-google ako, saan ba yun? Saan yung Halifax? Kasi nga parang, di ba? I mean like, anyone you know from the Philippines, ang Canada lang for them is like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. Maybe, di ba? Pero those are basically it. I mean like, Canada nga itself is, ngayon, madami-dami na talaga tayong kakilala na nasa Canada. Pero before, a few years ago, it's not like the US na, 'di ba? You have at least one relative in the US. Sa Canada, you're lucky if you know someone who is in Canada. Pero ngayon, that's no longer the case kasi ang dami ng tao here. Pero yun nga, I mean, even na madami na ding tao sa Canada, yung Halifax is not among the top picks or at least the first places that you would think of when you think of Canada. So ako din, sabi ko parang, saan ba yun? Kasi nga sabi ko parang, Canada, East Coast, ends in Toronto for me at that time. Sabi ko, okay doon. So parang, okay, sige, fine. Sabi ko parang, oh no, parang, ano na naman, another move. Parang I just moved my entire life from the Philippines to Regina 4 months ago. Tapos sabi ko parang, I have to relocate again. Kasi nga sabi nila na parang you would need to relocate for that. Pero nung sinabi ko kay kuya yon, sabi ko, it's too good of an opportunity to pass up. Kasi nga, yung work ko, parang walang masasayang. Yeah. So it's basically a continuation of my career and my profession. So sabi ko, as much as I was afraid, kasi moving to Canada was really a big life change, di ba? Pero at least I have my family in Regina. So I have my support system there. I know people there. Pero yung moving to another province where you don't know anyone or you don't even know the place or haven't heard of the place, it's a totally different game, another na parang, ano na naman to. Pero sabi ko parang, okay, sige, parang I think this is the time for me to really live on my own. Kasi actually, before moving to Canada, I have never lived on my own. When I was in the Philippines, I was staying with my parents. I was living with my parents. So I never had the chance to live on my own, be independent, be in charge of my own payment of utilities, of rent, of everything. All of those adulting things. Never siyang nangyari. So sabi ko nga, parang ito ata yung push ni Lord na parang, okay, it's time for you to really be an adult and to move on your own. So, okay, sige, fine. Pero, even then nga, nung nag-move ako to Halifax, nagpasama ako syempre kay kuya. Kasi sabi ko parang, hindi ko ata kayang on my own doon. Una-una, I don't know how to drive or I mean, I don't have a license. I didn't drive. So sabi ko, paano ko bibili yung mga furnitures and all, ganyan. So sinamahan naman ako ng kapatid ko. Tapos he helped me settle here in Halifax. He stayed for 3 days until yun nga, mabili lahat ng furnishing sa apartment and all. Tapos he went back. So basically, hinatid niya ako here in Halifax. And yun, so that's how I ended up here in Halifax. And I've been here for almost 4 years now, or 3.5 years. Magpo 4 years sa November 2022. But, yun, basically yun yung story ko of migrating into Canada, how I ended up in Regina, and eventually moved here in Halifax.